Okay, now let's take a look and see what's in here. Well, there's the plug I just took out there, sitting there. And you can see how that plug is designed. Goes in that hole. And what is in that hole? Guys, there's absolutely nothing in there. When I first pulled that off, I thought for sure there'd be a fastener in there to take out. And these were only like just protective plugs to keep the dirt out. But no, 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 no. Let's take a look at this a little bit better. Here's another one of them so-called plugs. And if we just turn the saw over here, let's just take a look here. That's what I'm after down there. Now let's take a closer look and see why I tried to take them plugs out and why this is such a poor design. So I got the chainsaw in the vise here, and I'm just going to show you what I was trying to repair here. And if we just take a good look, and you could see, if I get the shadow out of here, it's hard to tell, but yeah, right in there is the line for the oil, for the chainsaw bar oil. And let's take a look at this particular rig that they've got set up here. And all that is a rubber bushing pushed into the end. And as you could see, what they did was, it's like a press fit. So it goes in here, press fit into here. And that is just incredible that they could make something like that that is completely non-serviceable. You try and take this thing out, good luck. I seen one guy on a YouTube video take one of these out and just destroyed it. The reason why I'm wanted to change this was because this oiler, after about maybe 4 tanks of gas, this oil line here was leaking. So consequently, every time I go to use this chainsaw, I got to empty out the oil out of it, or it just fills my chainsaw carrier up full of chainsaw bar oil. Well, that's the design there, and as you can see, it wraps around like this. And you know, if you have to change this bar, good luck to you, because you're going to have to try and figure out how to take this thing out. It is just, I think it's the worst design I ever seen. I've seen a lot of wing wang crap in my life, but this here is about the worst. So let's turn it over and I'll just show you the other side and how this all wraps together. So if you want to take this off, you got to take this all off, including your throttle. Here's the one that I took out. There's another one right in here. And the third one is right here. And you know what? I'm not going near this thing. It is just, as far as I'm concerned, the worst design I've ever seen. There's absolutely no reason why they just couldn't use fasteners. They use this press-in deal. And you know what? I don't like it. You guys let me know in the comments if you ever seen this before, because I looked around on YouTube to see if anybody has replaced one of these. I only seen one fella, and he just destroyed these as they come out. And it wasn't pretty, I'll tell you that. So this is the MS-170, and as far as I'm concerned, well, it's disposable. Well, for a lot of you, you're probably wondering, okay, so this guy, like, he's a still chainsaw hater. Well, no, I'm not. I just don't like this stuff here where I can't get in there to service that. And you know what? For the most part, I'm going to tell you exactly how good this saw is. I've had this saw for about 5 years. Starts every time, runs good. Fuel burn is very low. I've never had a problem with this saw, except that the oiler. And if you look on YouTube, you will see so many still chainsaws where the oiler leaks. I'm just talking about the little hose that goes from the tank to the oiler. And you know what? I think they have a problem with them, because I don't see it as much in other manufacturers. But overall, the Stihl MS-170, it's a bargain basement. Like, I think I paid like $199 for this. I'm just saying it's one step above Poulan. And all you know what Poulan's like, well, this is about next step up from Poulan. But I'll tell you what, that 10-hour Poulan saw I had, well, at least you could take it apart. It had fasteners on it. It didn't have this stuff with all these pressed in bushings and that kind of stuff. But for 199 bucks, would I say, should you buy one? Well, to tell you the truth, if you're never going to be handy to be able to fix stuff anyways, sure, they're very reliable, they start up, they do a great job. I have never run a Husky saw, Husqvarna. I've never heard anything bad about Husqvarna either. But this here, as far as I'm concerned, very poor design. Would it stop somebody from buying one of these? You know what? Most people don't do their own repairs anyways. But tell you the truth, you know, like this is one hand, it's nice and light. I use it for limbing, and this is my backup saw. And no, I'm not a Stihl chainsaw hater. And I'm going to show you my other Stihl saws here. I got just under $3,000 in saws here. And I love Stihl. I think they're just a terrific manufacturer. But if I was going to buy another saw, it wouldn't be a Stihl. And I'll show you what it is. Well, let's start off right here. Here is my MS260. And you know, there's a huge difference between a homeowner saw. These here are professional series saws, all of them. And this one here I bought in 2002, same as the next one. And this saw is my go-to saw, 50cc, 100% reliable. I've never had a problem with it, but you know what? I'll just show you here. Yeah, it leaks on the bottom from that oiler. Not as much as the MS170, but that line I have to replace soon. And guess what? I have to actually fix it, because here, at least on this one here, you can adjust the oil, the amount of oil you want to come out, which is good. A lot of saws don't have that. But yeah, you know, if I don't dump the oil out of here, guess what? It's all going to end up at the bottom of my saw case. Okay, now we'll move on to the MS260 60cc saw. I don't use this one as much. It's the exact same age. These are like 20-year-old saws. I look after them. And both are made in the USA. This one here, surprisingly, does not drip a bit of oil. And that's what you want to see right there. You want to be able to have an adjustable oiler on it. You're not going to get that with a homeowner saw. And so now I'll move on to the next one. And I'll move these saws out of the way. And I'm going to show you what I think is the best chainsaw out there. Okay, this is my Makita chainsaw. And if you take a look right here, you'll see DCS 7301, the 73cc saw. And it's Dolmar chain saw. Now, Makita bought Dolmar a long time ago. These are made in Hamburg, Germany. And if we take a look at it for a design perspective on all the different saws I've owned, yeah, you can see how that, you can take that bar off no problem. It's got adjustable everything on it. It's, of course, it's a 73cc saw. It's a lot bigger. I've owned this one for a little over 5 years. There's no like cheesy stuff on this. It's all, you know, like very well designed, well made. It's adjustable on the carb for if you're out in cold weather, you know, in the wintertime using it. It's got these nice spring clips that hold the top on with the air filter underneath. It's got a basic design switch, off, on, that I like. And oil caps. Your oil and your fuel. Really decent, well-designed saw. A saw that you could take apart 100 times. Decompression. You know, this is an awesome saw. And if you're looking at the same size saw in Stihl, up here in Canada today, I can buy this saw about, with tax, about 825 bucks. Try and buy a 73cc saw from Stihl or Husky. You're well over $1,000, I would say. And this saw is just phenomenal. If I was going to purchase another saw, what would I buy? I'd go with this. Of course, a lot of people don't need 73cc, but I believe starting around their 50cc range, you know, is a very good value. But some of them are made in China. Not that everything made in China is bad or wrong or anything, but I like this manufacturer that's made in Germany because they're not mass produced. There's one person, I seen a YouTube video a while ago, like before I bought this saw, and they actually have one person standing in the center as this carousel goes around the operator, and one person builds these saws one at a time. And I really like that. And you know what? This is a saw you buy once in a lifetime. And I really don't think you need a saw more than 73cc. I don't use this a lot. I think I got about maybe 8-10 tanks of gas through it. And it is just a rip snorting saw that just will not quit. And for the money, I think they're the best value. For my own personal preference, I would check to make sure that I get the one that's made in Germany and not the one that's made in China, because I don't know how they assemble them in China, but this here was one at a time. Well, that's my review of the MS-170, the Stihl product line, which I really like, and of course, Dolmar, which is now Makita. And I'll tell you something. When you're looking at buying a brand new chainsaw and you watch a YouTube video, somebody's going to say they like a certain brand better than another brand. And for me, I've only got experience with Stihl, Poulan, and Dolmar, which is Makita. And I was really surprised at how good that Makita saw is. And it is just engineered perfectly, just like Stihl is. But I really think they dropped the ball with that bargain basement value priced MS-170 on serviceability. But besides that, yeah, I like the saw. It starts, it runs good, and for a small CC motor, you know, it's fine just to do some limbing and that kind of stuff. And for a lot of people who are thinking about getting a chainsaw, well, which one do you get? Well, how much are you going to use chainsaws, right? And how much should you spend? I mean, there's well over $1,000 in, I'm sorry, like well over $3,000 in chainsaws here. How many people want to spend over $3,000 in chainsaws? Not too many people, right? But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, for an all-round saw, 50cc, it'd be like flipping a coin between Husqvarna, the professional series saws, Stihl, professional series saws, or the Makita Dolmar made in Hamburg, Germany. All three of them are terrific. And you know what? There's lots of saw manufacturers out there that have dual brands, you know, like Johnsert and well, there's lots of saws out there, right? So, I mean, how many people can do a review of all the saws out there and their uses? But for me, a big bore saw, I'm giving it to the I'm giving it to the Makita, hands down, for the value. I mean, you've got a saw that's so well engineered. For like up here, before taxes, I still see it at my local retailer, $711. When if you take a look at your Stihl dealer where you are, or your Husqvarna dealer, for a 73cc saw, I don't think that you can even go near that price. And for the quality, I'm saying they're on par. So thanks for joining me here today. If you haven't seen this channel before, you're welcome to subscribe and come back again and let's have some more fun. Cheers.